Welcome to the 2021 edition of Christmas Home Tours on Living It Country. Today I am so excited to have Alicia here from Thrifty and Chic Decor on Instagram. She has shared her beautiful home tour on our channel before, and I am so excited to have her here for the Christmas season sharing her home tour. She shares on her Instagram so many DIY projects and home decorating on a budget. You guys are going to love her. So without further ado, let's tour Alicia's home today.
Hi, this is Alicia with thriftyandchic.com, and thank you for joining me. I'm thrilled to be sharing my Christmas home tour with you guys, and I hope that you enjoy it.
All right, first up is my front living room, all decorated for Christmas in a cozy cottagey feel, I guess I would say. In here I went with greens and browns, neutrals, as you can see. So let's first up head over to the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree this year, I had a vision in my head, and it was all about texture and fluffiness and book pages, oddly. And so as you can see throughout my Christmas tree, there are some book pages in there, along with, for the garland, I just used some really chunky yarn and knotted it, and then I add some little sprigs of white berries, along with some faux branches and some soft balls. Head on over to my blog if you guys want to know what those ended up being. I had the vision and I had to put them in there. It might be weird and untraditional. And then as for my mantle, let's back up a little bit. This is an antique mantle that I scored on a classified, and it is just so beautiful. I love the rich wood that it brings. And in the mantle, or I guess below it, I have this vintage cutout and this really cute vintage basket that I got from the vintage flea market, and I just stuffed out with some faux greenery. And let's go back up a little bit, and right there is my great-great-grandmother's mirror. It actually has survived a ton of generations, along with a fire, so I love that it just graces this space. It just warms my heart. Let's go over here to this antique Secretary Hutch and turned wrapping station. I found this stool also at a vintage flea market, and I just thought it was a perfect fit right here. I did lots of steel, black steel in this room, just to kind of, I tied it in with the lanterns and the candlesticks right there. And so over here, I used a lot of my terracotta pots. I didn't want to get rid of them all, and so I just essentially planted some faux Christmas trees in there. Okay, so let's go back down here and zoom on out a little bit. I found this really amazing pie safe, antique pie safe, for $50, and I had no place to put it, so it kind of just made its way in here. Oh, there's my pop bow. So in here, I just use this as a blanket hutch currently. It will make its way into my living room. And on top, once again, terracotta pots and new and old items up here. I love to decorate with arches, printers, trays, mirrors, terracotta pots, and books. Books are my favorite thing. And so throughout this whole area, as you can see, I filled it in order to get that cozy charm. I filled it with lots of layers, texture, and twinkly lights in the form of the Christmas tree and the candles. So, all right, yeah, that is it for this space. Let's go on to the other rooms in my house. All right, next stop in my house is my living room. This, I use the same type of feel as all the rooms in my other rooms in my house. I use lots of neutrals, with the accents of the greenery, and of course super cozy, at least to me, with the layers and the textures and the candles and the fire and the light on the trees. I'm all about the cozy feel during wintertime and cooler months of the year. Let's zoom in here a little bit and you will see this table that I got, new to me. I got a few months ago, and I stripped it of all its stain and paint, and I just love the raw look of it and those legs. I put those little pillows, I guess, underneath it, floor pillows, and that is actually a place that my cat loves to hang out and sleep now. And on top of it, I have my oversized tray, of course, with lots of candles and books and the Christmas tree. Coming over here, I put out my faux wool rug, which is super soft, and of course flames and the fire going. For my mantle, I did a similar look as in my front room, just a little bit different. Instead of a mirror, I used that old vintage, once again, or antique, or whatever you'd like to call it, window frame, along with that older frame of a mirror, and these cute candlesticks and the stockings. And let's go over here to my tree. So this tree, I had a vision for it, and it took me a while to get all the pieces for it, but I love how it turned out. I ended up putting a whole bunch of these ceramic houses in it. They have stayed up despite the cat. He has yet to try, thankfully, knock on all that wood. And so I just interspersed a whole bunch of these little houses into my tree, along with pine cones and the faux flocked twigs and sticks, and of course that big huge garland, that wire garland going down. I actually went a little more simple, oddly, in here than most years. I had a lot of Christmas trees in here. Usually I have at least 2 or 3 lining this room. I was fearful of my cat, and so I did not do that this year. And yeah, so here is just a bigger, wider view of this area. That is our cozy little seating area. We like to hang out by and have some coffee right there by the fire. And let me back up this way. You guys get to see this angle. This angle is where my pie safe's going to be, where that bookshelf is right now. And yeah, I just went simple with, well, I guess it's not simple to many people. For me, it's simple. I usually go all out. I just kept it pretty much with the greenery over here, and lots of the smaller Christmas trees and layers and textures in this area. All right, welcome to my dining room. And here, as you can see, I went with the same theme as the rest of my house, neutrals with pops of greens in the form of the Christmas trees in here. As for the centerpiece or the tablescape, I went super simple with these potted faux Christmas trees in these aged terracotta pots, and just lined it simply with this runner, kind of bunched it up to get it a little bit more interest and character. For my buffet over here, I once again have all the Christmas trees on there, and I love changing this area up almost seasonally. Truthfully, it feels like it's changed every time I do a home tour. I added these drawers on here just recently, and just touched it up with a few of those trees. And of course, nothing is complete without a little flickering candlelight right there. Those are actually handmade candlesticks, and the tutorial will be in a magazine coming up, so follow my blog to check that out. And then let's just back up a little bit. I added textures and layers. I always love to layer my chairs with pillows and blankets, especially during the cold winter. There's many times that I use those while we're eating dinner, sadly. And it's just nice to have that extra layer in there just to add to the coziness. Right, here is my master bedroom, all ready for Christmas. I love decorating in here for Christmas. Just waking up to that Christmas magic is just, it's the best. It's the best way to wake up. And here I did lots of layers, lots of wood tones, and of course whites with the pop of the greenery. For the foot of my bed, I went with this old bench that I found a few months ago, and I put some Christmas trees on it along with some pine cones. I layered lots of pillows with those floor cushions once again in here too, and multiple rugs. I think that just ups the cozy factor in here. And over here, I added this new peg rail, which I just love. It just kind of brings in a little bit more of that old school cottagey farmhouse vibe. On it, I hung some blanket and some garland that will tie in with the tree, along with this paper bag snowflake and a vintage frame. As for the nightstands, I decided this year to get rid of or take off my lamps, and I added these lanterns. I think the candle lit lanterns at night are just magical, especially during the winter months and for Christmas. Backing up, we see my pup Bo a little bit there laying down. I put this shelf on here above my bed. I kept it really simple with the colors on here, just since there's a lot going on the other sides of the bed, and just put the ceramic houses. They do light up at night, which is fun to do, just to add to the little sparkle in here. And I swagged that greenery on it. And here's a side of my nightstands right there. Let's go over here. And this is a fireplace, a faux fireplace that I made years ago, and I put it in here. And I think it just kind of ups the cozy factor a little bit. Of course, adds some interest, and I think you need a faux fireplace and mantle in every room. It's fun just to decorate it just for that. As for the mantle, I went with just the more simple colors and to match the rest of my room with those Christmas tree cutouts and some candles. And then down here I flanked the fireplace with those candles as well, along with some wood. This corner of my room, I added a Christmas tree. I went with a little more organic feel, boho feel in here, I guess so to say, with the Christmas ornaments. I used some wool and wood garland, along with these boho ornaments that I had made last year. And there's some more up there. I just love the way this little area and this look ties in with the rest of the room and the rest of the feel, of course, with lots of textures. And once again, always having a Christmas tree in your bedroom that if you put it on a timer, comes on at night and comes on in the morning. It's just so magical. So we'll just step back and you can see the full view of this room once again.
A big thank you to Alicia for sharing her stunning Christmas home tour today. Make sure you guys go follow her in the description box below, and I will see you guys later on Living It Country. Bye.